For years, people have said so many things about the Mount Kenya voter. They've called them clever. They've called them completely impossible to read. Some people have even gone as far as calling them con men.
Kama ni wezi wa Kikuyu ndio number 1. Kama ni thagari wa Kikuyu ndio number 1. Kama ni chokora Nairobi wote ni wa Kikuyu. Kama ni con men ni wa Kikuyu.
But honestly, after what just went down in Kalou, I don't even know whether to laugh or just sit back and clap.
Mimi huku na sweat na furaha bwana. Nasikia DCP.
Tell me this, how do you convince a president that he has already won? Only to completely shock him on voting day. Like, how do you even pull that off?
Wale walikuwa wanasema tika Songo haezi shindwa kura, hajai shindwa kura. Pale Kalou wanaona nini? 15 billion down the drain. Na watu wa Mount Kenya wamewesha dust mbaya sana.
If you were in Kalou during the campaigns, you would swear this race was just too close to call. You'd think UDA actually had a real shot at this. Some people were literally saying it was a 50-50 game.
The way I know our brothers from Central Kenya, based on what the service delivery the government is doing now, and what the government has done, laid bare, I don't think they can afford to vote or vote against a UDA candidate.
But today, the people spoke. And trust me, they spoke loudly.
Mimi na leo kama kitu nimelan, usiguze mlima.
If you love this kind of content, go ahead and like this video and subscribe. Now let's get to the video.
Kuna watu wananiambia majuisi Ruto amelete violence all Kalou na ameiba hiyo election. Nimewaambia unless me as majuisi, I don't know our people of Mount Kenya. Na kuambia as the sun rises from the east and sets in the west, or Kalou ata alete violence inakaja, ata ajaribu namna gani, he cannot win.
For the longest time, the Kikuyu people have been called all sorts of names. Thieves, liars, con men, you've heard them all. But after everything that just unfolded in Kalou, I am honestly ready to believe everything people have ever said about the Mount Kenya voter. Because, my God, what you guys showed William Ruto during the campaigns versus what you showed him during the actual voting and counting. Two completely different worlds. During the campaigns, it looked close, super close. Nobody could confidently call it. People were like, yeah, this one is 50-50.
It's not going to 50-50.
But then election day arrives, and suddenly, boom, everything changes. You guys happily accepted the gifts, and then went and voted a completely different way. You basically took the honey and smacked the bee. And right now, the bee is dead.
Wale walikuwa wanasema tika Songo haezi shindwa kura, hajai shindwa kura. Pale Kalou wanaona nini? 15 billion down the drain. Na watu wa Mount Kenya wamewesha dust mbaya sana. Mtu wake Moshinda anaona moto. Hataki ujinga Kasongo. Na 2027 ukijaribu kusimama. Wewe utatuona. Ulituona usiku. Tutaonana na wewe mbaya sana.
And remember, Gachagua kept repeating this one thing. He kept saying, Mount Kenya never forgets. He said the vote they love the most isn't even an agenda vote. It's a revenge vote.
I do not know much and I do not hold brief for Central Kenya. But this much I do know. Nobody holds a political grudge like Central Kenya and Central Kenya women. Ask William Kafogo.
Man, his words are starting to make a whole lot of sense.
Nobody holds a political grudge like Central Kenya. Ask Amos Kimunya. Because let me tell you, most Central Kenya politicians know if they're lucky, they'll get 2 terms, if they're lucky.
Even political analysts had already started pointing out that there was almost no realistic path left for William Ruto to win this by-election.
Votes has jaanza kukauntiwa, but I can tell you, he cannot win. I know these people. When they are done with you, hata kupata 300 votes in the main election, inakuwaga ngumu.
And right now, everything they predicted is just playing out in real time. Let's be totally honest here. William Ruto did not hold back. He brought everything to the table. Roads, blankets, mattresses, sweaters, universities, gas cylinders.
Hii inafaa kupeana bila election. Inafaa kupeana bila by-election. Hii hizi ni kampuni. Na nani amedecide kufanya? Anachukua mirengeti ya wagonjwa. Anafanya nayo campaign. Anafanya kazi na mattresses za wagonjwa. Magasi za shosho zinafaa kupeana. Anafanya nayo campaign.
I mean, he even promised trains.
Watu wa Kalou wamejam. Ile katrain waliletewa na Moses Kuria, kalibeba na tu siku ya kwanza. So hata wanasema hiyo train ya kubeba Moses Kuria wakati ya kwa round. Wanasema inamgoja kesho after tumewaangusha imrudishe Nairobi.
Development after development, project after project, money after money. And yet, this is how the people decided to repay him.
And when we say that Mount Kenya people take elections seriously, don't tell me why. 6, laini ilikuwa imejikunja. Makazi zimefungwa, watu wameenda kuvote.
I almost feel bad for the guy. Like, almost. Because imagine investing all of that resources and political capital only for Wananchi to smile, take everything you are giving, and then walk into the booth and vote straight against your candidate.
Hizi tukura zako utafungiwa na tissue paper hizi. Usitupe na huko.
That has got to hurt. I even saw this one road that was reportedly completed almost overnight.
If my cameraman can show the road, you'd be surprised. That road was actually constructed only last night towards this polling station. The polling station is Huruma.
Think about the sheer irony of that. The government builds the road. The people happily use the road to walk to the polling station. And then they use that exact station to vote against the government's candidate.
I mean, why construct a road only to appease elections, but not really to serve the people?
If that isn't peak political irony, I don't even know what is. Would you call that a flat-out betrayal? Or is that just democracy working exactly the way it's supposed to? I really want to hear your thoughts on this one.
Voter turnout often in by-elections is very low, but this, actually residents say, is more than even the general election.
By-elections don't really bring out huge numbers. People just stay home. After all, the presidency isn't on the ballot, and neither is the governor or the senator. Usually, turnout is pretty low, but not all Kalou. This became historic. People are actually saying the turnout might have surpassed the main general election.
Watu wamejitokeza kweli kweli, dhuraku. And I'm told that the last election turnout here was 64%. So this one is exceeding mpaka turnout ya general election.
Just think about that for a second. A random by-election drawing that kind of massive energy. That alone tells you this vote was about way more than just choosing a single MP. This turned into a full-blown referendum.
Ruto cannot win or Kalou. Atawe watu wangapi, apige watu wangapi, take that to the bank.
And then you look at the security situation. Honestly, it looked a bit desperate. Police everywhere. Vehicles patrolling around, some reportedly loaded with armed officers. The tension was thick. Even Rigathi Gachagua came out and said, look, if this is how the government handles a single by-election, then maybe we need to take the Kofi Annan Foundation's warnings seriously. Because if this level of force shows up for a by-election, what happens when a general election comes around?
I want to say now I'm convinced than ever before that we shall not have a peaceful election. That we shall have anarchy and civil war. If what William Ruto is doing in Kalou today is what will happen next year, there will be civil war in this country.
Today proved one major thing. A lot of people honestly believed William Ruto could never lose an election.
There is no election which Ruto has ever lost. Hiyo miaka yote tangu ingie mpaka sasa, he has never lost an election.
They thought money could buy literally any vote. But today, all Kalou completely challenged that belief. The people showed that, look, you can take the money and still vote exactly how you want. That is what real democracy is supposed to look like.
Must go! Lively! Tutakuwa live recording.
Whether you support UDA, DCP, or whatever party, that principle is what matters. The voter decides. Not the money, not the handouts. The voter.
Embarrassed kusikianga poa, but naona ulike mumenirudishia tenfold. Because tell me when on at 63 out of 144 polling stations, Sammy Douglas Kamau Wawero akona 17,000 votes. Moshina akona 2,000.
And right now, people aren't even waiting for the official IEBC declaration. They are locked into the people's tally online. And according to those updates, the direction is becoming clearer by the minute.
Inaanza kuhesabiwa saa 5, simgoje muone. He cannot win. That one I can tell you. Mimi ndio naingiaga na watu naongea, and the way they think about Ruto. He cannot. I can tell you for free. Now nataka to bet. Anyone want us to bet?
People are already saying there's just no mathematical path left for the UDA candidate to make a comeback. Obviously, the official result is what counts at the end of the day, but the mood on the ground tells you everything you need to know. Today, the people of Kalou did something a lot of Kenyans thought was impossible. They brought back hope. Hope that leaders can actually lose. Hope that your vote still means something, and that money isn't everything. They completely revived the belief that change is possible.
Geoffrey, this country is larger than you, my friend. Na leo, si wewe ndio ulikuwa unasema kila wakati ati uleta William Ruto akashinda election. William Ruto hajakanyanga Kalou. Hajapiga simu 10 kama wewe huko kufanya campaign. My friend Geoffrey, hii election tutakufunza hata si William Ruto unahitaji. Your response ni sisi hawa vijana wanacheza bola hapa.
Huyo Dennis Itumbi. Kama unaongeleanga tu kwa Twitter uko wapi?
This time, the people stood firm. So let me ask you one final question. Did Kalou just change the trajectory of Kenyan politics forever? Or is this just the beginning? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I have a feeling today's comment section is going to be absolutely wild. And hey, remember to subscribe.